They've dominated charts, turned heads on red carpets, and made headlines with every tweet and beat. But behind the bars and the beef, there's a much bigger question. Who's really cashing in more? Cardi B or Nicki Minaj? This isn't just about music. It's about money moves, brand empires, private jets, and million-dollar endorsements. One came up spitting fire in underground mixtapes, the other blew up off a viral reality TV moment and never looked back. Both claim the crown, but only one can be called the wealthiest queen of rap. So buckle up because we're about to dive deep into deals, digits, and diamonds to settle it once and for all. Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj, who's the richer rapper? To really understand who's got the bigger bank account, we have to go back to the beginning because wealth doesn't start with millions. It starts with momentum. Nicki Minaj hit the scene over a decade ago, grinding her way through mixtapes like Playtime Is Over and Beam Me Up Scotty. She signed with Lil Wayne's Young Money label and exploded onto the mainstream with Pink Friday. By 2010, she wasn't just another rapper, she was a global pop rap phenomenon. And from there, she never looked back. Album after album, sold-out tours, and a brand that blended fierce lyrics with Barbie glam. Nicki didn't just make music, she built a persona that became impossible to ignore. Then came Cardi B, the Bronx firecracker, who turned Instagram rants into reality TV fame. She stole the spotlight on love and hip-hop, but it was her 2017 breakout single Bodak Yellow that changed everything. Suddenly, Cardi was a Grammy-winning rapper, a social media queen, and a new kind of icon, raw, funny, and totally unfiltered. In just a few years, she went from the strip club to superstardom, making money moves that even shocked the industry. Both came from nothing, both made it to the top. But their paths were wildly different. Nicki's rise was calculated and built on lyrical mastery and industry backing. Cardi's was fast, loud, and powered by pure charisma and hustle. Now the question is, whose path brought the bigger paycheck? Let's talk about where the bulk of their money really started rolling in music revenue. Nicki Minaj has been in the game longer, and her catalog is deep. With over 100 charting songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including solo hits and massive collaborations with artists like Drake, Lil Wayne, Ariana Grande, and BTS, she's consistently pulled in royalties for over a decade. Her albums Pink Friday, The Pink Print, Queen weren't just critical hits, they were commercial juggernauts. Then you factor in her global tours like the Pink Print Tour and Nicki World Tour, which grossed tens of millions. She reportedly earns upwards of $500,000 per performance, and her streaming numbers continue to bring in revenue even without a new album. Cardi B may not have the years, but she definitely has the impact. Her debut album, Invasion of Privacy, broke records. It went platinum multiple times, won a Grammy, and produced chart-topping singles like I Like It and Bartier Cardi. And let's not forget WAP, which nearly broke the internet and crushed streaming records globally. Her feature price? Easily $300,000 to $400,000, if not more, now. Cardi's deal with Atlantic Records also reportedly included a high-value advance, and she continues to dominate streaming platforms, racking up hundreds of millions of plays. In raw music money, Nicki has longevity and volume, while Cardi has velocity and viral dominance. One has years of royalty checks coming in like clockwork. The other pulls monster numbers with fewer releases. So who's earning more just from music? It's close, but music is only part of the fortune. Now let's step beyond the mic and into the world of brand deals and endorsements, because this is where things get seriously lucrative. Nicki Minaj has locked down some major partnerships over the years. Early on, she became the face of MAC Cosmetics, creating her own lipstick line that sold out globally. She's worked with Pepsi, Adidas, Fendi, yes. She even had her own capsule collection with the luxury brand, which flew off the shelves. Nicki also had a Beats by Dre partnership and even launched her own fragrance line. These aren't just surface level deals, these are multi-million-dollar campaigns that capitalize on Nicki's distinct image and global fan base. And let's not forget her creative control over these partnerships. She's not just the face, she's often behind the concept too. Cardi B, meanwhile, came into the brand game swinging. Her collaboration with Fashion Nova reportedly brought in over $20 million for the brand, and Cardi had a direct hand in designing her collections. Then came Reebok, her Club C sneakers dropped and immediately sold out. She's also been a face for Balenciaga, an ambassador for Pepsi, and recently took on a role as creative director for Playboy. That's not just modeling, that's executive level branding. Cardi's endorsements feel loud, flashy, and often viral, perfect for the social media era. While Nicki's partnerships lean toward long-term elegance and high-end appeal, Cardi's are fast, bold, and modern, and they cash in fast. Cardi's newer, yes, but she's already securing big bags with fewer years in the game. So, the question becomes, are decades of polished endorsements more valuable than a few high-impact modern-day campaigns? Let's break down their business empires and entrepreneurial moves, because wealth that lasts is built outside the spotlight. Nicki Minaj has quietly made some smart, long-term plays. One of her earliest business moves was investing in Mixed Fusions, a fruit-infused Moscato brand where she's not just a spokesperson, she's a part owner. That gave her equity and recurring income, something many artists miss out on. Then there's Queen Radio, her own Apple Music show that not only expanded her brand voice, but reportedly included a hefty payout from Apple. On top of that, Nicki has teased ventures in TV, film production, and other licensing deals, though some are still in development. Now compare that to Cardi B, who's taking a different route, fast, flashy, and on the pulse of Gen Z culture. One of her biggest power moves? Whip Shots, a vodka-infused whipped cream brand. It sounds wild, but it's already a massive hit in the US, with distribution deals in major liquor chains. She's also developing her own scripted and unscripted shows, and has hinted at expanding her creative brand into beauty, skincare, and even film. Unlike many artists, Cardi isn't just attaching her name, she's investing, co-owning, and directly profiting from these projects. While Nicki plays the long game with premium brands and legacy investments, Cardi is creating instant impact products and shows that dominate headlines and social platforms. So who's building the stronger business empire? One is calculated and slow burning, the other is viral and high yield. The real question is, will Cardi's momentum turn into lasting millions, or will Nicki's stability keep stacking over time? Now let's talk about lifestyle, assets, and how these queens spend their millions, because success isn't just about what you earn, it's also about how you live. Nicki Minaj has always showcased a life of luxury, but in a way that's more curated and controlled. She's owned multi-million-dollar homes in Beverly Hills and the Hollywood Hills, complete with home studios and panoramic views. Her car collection includes Bentleys, Lamborghinis, and a custom pink Rolls-Royce, all very on brand. But Nicki is also known to keep a tight circle and a somewhat private lifestyle. She's not constantly flaunting her riches. Instead, she lets the music and her moments speak for themselves. Cardi B, on the other hand, is the queen of the flex. Her Atlanta mega mansion with Offset cost over $5 million, and it's just one of the homes they own. She's publicly gifted her husband $500,000 watches, and Offset has returned the favor with luxury cars and even property. Cardi's also dropped serious money on jewelry, fashion, and limited edition designer bags. But behind all the glitz, she's been open about financial literacy, how she now invests smarter and even works with advisors to manage her wealth properly. What makes Cardi stand out is how transparent she is with her lifestyle. She shares the receipts, the purchases, even the regrets. That authenticity connects with fans, making her flexes feel relatable. Nicki's wealth is more mysterious, you know it's there, but it's delivered with elegance and mystery. So who lives bigger? Cardi's more visible with her spending, while Nicki's more strategic and reserved. Both live like queens, they just wear the crown differently. Now let's dive into social media power and digital influence, because in today's world, followers equal dollars. Nicki Minaj is no stranger to owning the digital space. With over 200 million followers across Instagram, Twitter, and other platforms, she commands a loyal fan base known as the Barbs, and they don't play. Her fan-driven campaigns have pushed songs to chart, shut down critics, and even influenced award shows. When Nicki tweets, the internet listens. She's also mastered the art of disappearing and reappearing, building mystique and anticipation every time she returns. That alone drives massive engagement and keeps her relevant even when she's not actively promoting music. Cardi B, however, plays an entirely different digital game, and she plays to win. She's one of the most engaging celebrities online, turning everyday rants and thoughts into viral sensations. Her Instagram lives, unfiltered tweets, and hilarious TikToks rack up millions of views. Cardi knows how to use social media not just for promo, but as a full-blown entertainment platform. It's a direct connection to fans, brands, and the culture. And that visibility translates into leverage for deals, song drops, and collaborations. While Nicki's social media is more curated and controlled, Cardi's is raw, real, and relentlessly active. And in the attention economy, constant presence often beats careful planning. Who wins this round? If we're measuring influence by raw engagement and visibility, Cardi has the edge. But if we're talking about long-term loyalty and fanbase power, Nicki might still hold the crown. So after all the records, brand deals, business ventures, and bling, who's the wealthier rapper? Cardi B or Nicki Minaj? If we're looking at longevity and legacy, Nicki Minaj stands tall. She's had over a decade in the game, consistently raking in royalties, securing elite partnerships, and investing in long-term businesses. Her music catalog alone is worth millions, and her strategic approach to fame has built her a rock-solid financial foundation. But if we're talking about modern momentum, viral dominance, and high-velocity income, Cardi B is right on her heels, and gaining fast. She's made more in fewer years, signed game-changing endorsement deals, and launched products that print money. Her influence on pop culture and the market can't be denied. In raw numbers, Nicki still holds the edge with an estimated net worth of around $130 million compared to Cardi's estimated $80–90 million. But Cardi's income trajectory is steeper. She's newer to the wealth game, but she's playing it loudly, boldly, and smart. So the real answer? It depends on what you value. Nicki is the queen of consistency, structure, and slow-building empire. Cardi is the disruptor, the one flipping the game and cashing in faster than anyone expected. And if they both keep moving the way they are, we might not be comparing who's wealthier, we might be watching the two richest women in rap history, trading places in real time. Who do you think will take the crown next? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next.